As you know, I get a kick out just doing the fan crazed in the picture paparazzi, whatever. I just get a kick out doing those. So, okay, if you're wondering why I've got the meme, which is not related to the topic, it's got the um I think they're mongooses, and it's like teacher and students and stuff, and it's not related to what I'm talking about, which is about the Congressional Brain Injury Task Force. It's, you know, sometimes those of us here in the nation are kind of wondering if Congress is, really doing what we want them to do and everything. And, well, yes, they are. At least the Brain Injury Task Force. We can wonder about the other ones later. All right. Um, see, I forgot what day it was this week that the Brain Injury Awareness Day on Capitol Hill was. It was hosted by the Congressional Brain Injury Task Force. The first thing that was talked about was the fiscal year 2022 funding levels. Connie Swope spoke first. She is a LA, which stands for Legislative Assistant. I believe for Representative Pascell. Um, darn, I wish I had written this down. I wrote down the legislative assistants' names, and I forgot to write down who they're the legislative assistant for. I know I've got it memorized down who they are for the state, but kind of pretty well, but not for Congress. Okay. Anyway, um, Carrie Swope spoke first. Um, they passed eight, 18, um, 18 point million dollars. $2 million is going to go towards concussion. I believe it's concussion. It's going to go towards concussions. And she is speaking so fast, I didn't have a chance to write everything down. But I wrote down as much as I could, as quick as I could. If I wrote down as fast as I did in college, I would have left all the vowels out and did good luck if I had remembered everything like that. Um, Next was 15.23 million that went to state grant programs for um, traumatic brain injury programs. You know, like TBI programs in the states and stuff. 100,000 TBI model systems, and then see, then Matthew Duggan, who's the state or for the um, legislative assistant for, I believe it is Representative Bacon, discussed legislation. Um, discussed legislation they are working on, uh, bills and stuff. Discussed the TBI, ABI, PTSD training for law enforcement and first responders. Then he also discussed the Brain Act of 2021. So working group would create and what it would create. You guys can go look those bills up because talking so fast, I didn't have time to write things down. And there's 85 members presently on the task force, and they had made mentioned um, how you could find uh, how your state lawmaker was on the task force, or you could, I think you can call their office, call your congressional leader to see if they're on the task force. Like, call the congressional office, ask to speak their, I think it's their health liaison, legislative assistant, or the person that does the health and health field or whatever, and see if they're on the task force. Next to speak was Representative oh gosh, I'm going to mispronounce the name. Blumenauer. He's co-chair of Neuroscience Caucus. Um, he made mention of it doesn't get the attention it needs. Touches virtually every family. Cost half a trillion, possibly half a trillion for possibly for treatment. Federal government needs to play more of a key role and expand scope and reach of activities. Then Representative Bacon, who's co-chair of Brain Injury Task Force, as I said, he spoke next. 4.8 million evaluated in ER department each year, or yeah, something like that. Then in 2000, then, and he spoke some more on the ER stuff. I didn't get a chance to write down because my hand was cramping up by the time. Congressman Keller spoke next. He said in 2019, 64,000 brain injury deaths occurred. He said, need to continue to work on the education. Congressman Mullen talked next. He talked about his personal experience with concussions. The next was Dr. Breeding, or Breading, I don't know how to say the last name. For the Centers for Disease Control, he's a behavioral scientist. He talked about how traumatic brain injury is a public health concern in the United States. Many do not seek care for concussion. And he talked about a survey they did, I believe by phone, with 10,000 adults and 3,500 children. And those were the responses. The only ones I was able to get down, I didn't get down the number of children that responded, that experienced in 12 months. But 1 in 8 experienced a TBI in 12 months out of the adults. And I wasn't able to get down right quick enough for the children. The leading cause in children was sports, and the leading cause in adults was falls. The CDC, he talked about the heads up training, and then he also talked about the heads up to athletic trainers training that they have. Then Michael Gavin McCormick spoke on policy for Senator Casey. He discussed the Able Age Adjustment Act and also the Better Care, Better Jobs Act. And he said it's a bipartisan co-sponsor, and it's a bipartisan effort, and he was encouraging to get lawmakers to co-sponsor the effort and everything. Next, Susan Connors, president of the Association of America, came on and spoke. First and foremost, she said, hearts and minds are with Ukraine, and for me personally, yes, they are. She said something that the Brain Injury Association of America is going to do is ask the doctor once a month on Facebook. And she discussed the end of Medicaid Life Act. And I've gotten a chance to talk to Susan Connors through email and I think by phone a number of times or whatever. Years ago. She's an awesome person. So I was really looking forward to that. But that was the traumatic brain injury, or that was the brain injury, Congressional Brain Injury Task Force that they have for the brain. That was the brain injury awareness day on Capitol Hill. And so that is that. And I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend.